because the support of NCPs is very important, I think, for applicants, since the stage of consortium creation through proposal writing until the submission stage, because really NCPs can advise how to structure the proposal, which part are important, but it should be, applicants should be aware that NCPs do not write proposals for them, but they advise for free, and say their advice are independent from outside, so they are really helpful.
We can advise on the project ideas if they are really fitting for the upcoming calls, and how they can best be addressed by the proposers.
So we support applicants, let's say, at 360 degrees. So in project creation we can support them, probably not in the idea. The idea has to be on the applicant, but on all the other needs they have, like creating a consortium, writing a proposal, understanding better the topic, etc., etc. I think national contact points can really help applicants.
NCPs can help people with the 3 dimensions of the applications, how to create the impact, the excellence, and the implementation part, with help on the writing and finding the right words and reading in the word. My profession is more on the business side, so I have looked at many business models and marketing models, and so I'm shifting the focus to the research category. I have experience in canvas models, so I can help them creating a good business plan.
As background, I'm an engineer, a biomedical engineer actually, with a PhD in mechanical engineering. So I think my background helps me a little bit in cluster for industry, that is the one, let's say, one of the most technological part of Horizon Europe.
Well, we, among other things, the project idea checking, if it really is fitting to the call, we also help in polishing the already existing proposal prior to the submission, and I think that is really a good point how we can really benefit the applicants in their proposal writing.
My background is mechanical engineering. I was a researcher previously, and also I was involved in European projects at the stage, so I had the practice not only as NCP but also as a researcher. That's why I know both sides of the game. So then I can use my experience from previous life to the present activity.
Not just about focusing on the science, but also involving the important actors who will in the end adopt these new technologies into their everyday life. So I think dissemination is a very crucial part of the project and shouldn't be put on the back burner.
So successful project, for sure you have to have an excellent idea. So this is the first part, that is the first part of the template, if you think. So your idea has to be really innovative, really disruptive, and really coherent with the Horizon Europe program and the European policies as well. This is the first thing. Then your proposal has to be linked with the European policy and and the objective of the Commission. So this is the second thing. Then you have to create a really good consortium. I mean, when I talk about good consortium, you don't have to think about big companies, big organization, important university, but people that can do what they need to do in the proper way.
Very well. To take into account all the 3 aspects, look at the evaluations, become an evaluator yourself to be able to look at what they are evaluating, and to have some professionals read over the application as well, and with you or afterwards.
Good construction, a good idea, and well done proposal.
To focus it a bit too much on the scientific aspect and trying to explain everything on the scientific point of view, I think it's also important to incorporate all the relevant actors, not just from your perspective, but also from the other domains, as well as the citizens who in the end have to take up the technology.
I think that people try to submit not mature ideas, not prepared proposals, not really rethinked ideas, because writing proposal and submitting it's necessary to have a specific knowledge. Knowledge about not only what is written in the work program, but also what is the background, what is behind the topic, what are the policies the topic answers to, and so on. That's why it's necessary to put the idea in the context of policy requirements, policy expectations, as well as it's necessary to answer all issues that arise in the topic text. And that's why the idea of the project shouldn't be partially in scope, should be exactly in the scope. Otherwise it's hard to get high scoring during evaluation.
Not reading the guidelines, focusing too much on science, on the research, and skipping out the business part, the business model, and the future of the project, how to implement it in the later stage.
So probably if you are a researcher, especially from academia, the most common mistake is on the impact. Because if you are a researcher, industrial or academic, probably you have a good idea. And so your excellence part is done, let's say. Then it's not so easy to write, but you can do it. The implementation, how you do your project is, you can explain it if you have a good idea and if you know the background. The most common mistake is in the impact part. People find difficult to link their projects with the European objectives, and the European policies. So this is the most difficult part, probably.
To the same point, applying an organization to read well the policies behind the goals, introduce yourself to other partners, find the right partners. It's very important to be a part of exactly the right consortium to be able to succeed in a project.
So have a good idea, otherwise try to find some other kind of funding. There are national fundings, regional fundings. Horizon Europe is really difficult and you need to have a good idea. Second one, you need to have a good consortium. So go there if you want to do a collaborative project. If you want to do something by yourself, go for other kind of fundings. The third thing, contact your national contact point, because we can guide you through this difficult framework and suggest you which is the best option for you.
Always contact the NCPs. I think that is a very important and crucial part of the proposal writing, and I think with our help the proposals can really get that extra step into getting successful funding.
Oh.
Meet NCPs, ask for help.